What is going on? Tom from the JagrBombs podcast with Varney again. None of our other friends could join us. Joe's leaving work to go to camp, and Sean is at work. So it's just us. I thought I was going to be doing a solo because I know you said you had until like 5 o'clock. So
we'll push it a little longer.
Well, like a 40-ish minute one. We have like some good talking points, some good news going on. Well, not good news, but news going around the league. Sponsored by the Spit and Chicklets. Not actually. I wish that would be fantastic. But I don't think they'd want to sponsor another podcast on hockey. That would just be dumb.
No.
But Biz does approve of us, and that's all we need. I feel like that should be our background as our picture with Biz. Like we'll get rid of the JagrBombs, and we'll just put us with Biz.
Yeah, I definitely I want to see. You gotta watch the Sandbagger and just see like you gotta watch every second of it.
He didn't. I watched the newest one. He didn't use it, but that was filmed before he came to Buffalo.
Yeah.
So
exactly. So it's like we gotta watch.
Yeah.
So whenever
I know they did two. So they did this one with Tuca and Razor, and I can't remember. There's another one they already filmed. So it would have to be after that, but it might not even be until the spring, to be honest, because they were in this one they were aerating the fairways also, so they were playing them out of not nearly as bad though.
No, God, so, nothing will be as bad as what we played in.
Yeah. So do you watch the Sandbaggers?
I've been trying. It's like
the newest one was fantastic. Tuca. So I hated Tuca as a player because he's just annoying, but then like listen to him go at Biz and Wit. It's like he's the same fucking person off.
Oh yeah,
so it's that much better.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I mean, I'm like, listen, we get fired up. I'm like, God, if I see these guys start brawling, it'd be amazing.
There was episode they did in Pittsburgh. They had Colby Armstrong and Ryan Malone. So they did a whole Pittsburgh one. I think it was. I don't know if they played it. They didn't play at Oakmont. I don't remember which one they played it, but Malone and Biz were wrestling on the course, and I can't. Bugsy. He ended up bleeding. I don't remember from where. Maybe his fist. But yeah, they got into a little scrap. So that was a fun one. So let's start off. We'll take a look here at the standings because I was kind of surprised to see where we're at so far. I can't even lie. It's just very surprising. So Atlantic, we knew it was gonna be a strong. So Leafs, Panthers, Lightning, not really surprised. Not really surprised about this at all. We come down to the Metro. So Hurricanes, the Devils kind of rebounded after a little bit of a shaky start.
Well, they did beat the Sabres. They started 2-0. Yeah, that's not saying much.
But in the 3 spot in the Metro, we have the Washington Capitals at 27 points. So they have 2 or 3 games played than the Devils, point back. And then our 2 wildcard spots here, we have the Rangers and the Bruins. I did see one, I guess maybe it was before one of these teams played.
Yeah, the Sabres were
in there.
They were in front of Boston,
which if they win tonight, they would be back in front of Boston, right?
Games played, yeah.
Yeah,
they would have more games. They would left. Yeah, they have 1 game less. And there's only 2 games on tap tonight. We're gonna watch the Jets steamroll the Penguins.
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching it, but I think I might put a bet in and take the over. I don't know who's in net for the Penguins. I don't.
I think someone said it's gonna be Ned, but
it doesn't
really matter.
Well, I have some trade talks too that we'll bounce into here in a little bit. So Bruins, Sabres, and then there's my Penguins down here with 18 points and 21 games played. So bottom 3 of the
they're still ahead of Montreal. So
if they, at this point we just tank. And that's something I looked up too. So and then no surprise here, the Jets number 1 in the league right now, but very, very, very surprised. Number 2 in the league is the Minnesota Wild, right below.
That is a surprising. Their record, that 13-3-3, last year was a bad year for them. They struggled to find consistency all year. But, a strong start, that's kind of what you want. Their goal differential plus 20. They're tops. They're. I mean, Winnipeg is going to be plus 34. They're going to have that higher goal differential, just with their start to the season. But the Wild, I mean, plus 20 to start the year. And if you look, the thing is, their record, it's their away record that gets me, is 9-1-2 on the road. Obviously, they've played more road games so far than home, but obviously, most teams are better at home. I mean, that's where you want to be good. I mean, you should be able to play better in front of your home fans.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think home ice advantage has a huge play. And obviously we've never played in large arenas with thousands of fans, but there's got to be something to it. Like, especially when you're playing away, a team scores on you, everyone's super excited and you're pissed off. You just got scored on. So like in that sense, and then you can feed off that energy. You make one big hit as a home team, fans are up on their feet, you're rolling. You're buzzing really. So I'm interested to see what the Wild do. Kaprizov is turned into a stud for them. Absolute stud. He's kind of what we all thought he was supposed to be. Let's pull up his stats real fast. 34 points. He has 13 goals and 21 assists. Leads the team in everything. So that's a wild number from him. And I want to say a lot of them have came on 5-on-5. It's not just like he's a power play guru. He's not being like Stammer or Obi, just kind of sitting on a hash. These are 5-on-5 goals. He's just fast. He's that good. And he's young, but he's figuring it out. 27. I guess he's not all too young, but
he's in his prime. That's prime years. I mean, he's always been a really good player for them. I think he's mostly struggled a little just because the team around him. You have a lot of young players.
Yeah.
That are a lot of prospects and a lot of draft picks that have finally starting to develop. So he's got those guys to build that chemistry with. I mean, he's always been good from what I've seen. But I mean, the assist part, obviously, for someone who can score goals and is that skilled, and he leads the team in assists. I mean, 21 helpers. That's obviously he's spreading the puck around. So not only can he, score the goals, but he can make the plays.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to pull up his stats from last year to see how they're comparing. So this year, 19 games, he has 13 goals, 21 assists. Last year in 75 games, he had 46 and 50. That's a quiet 46 and 50. I didn't think it was that high. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised on what he's doing right now, but I guess I just haven't paid enough attention to him. 21-22, he put up 108 points, 81 games, 47-61 for that 108. I feel like he can beat that number this year. He had 61 assists. He already has 21. And we're a quarter of the way through the season, just about to be. So I could see him surpassing that number, but he's playing well. He's you kind of don't put him in like the talks with the McDavids or the McKinnons or anything like that, but just seeing what he's doing right now, 34 points is fantastic. Let's bounce back over to our standings here. Stars right behind them, 24 points. And then in the Pacific, we have the Knights, Flames, Kings. No real shockers there. And then we kind of look at the wild card. Avalanche bounce back. We talked about it last week a little bit. They were bottom of the pack. They've figured this stuff out. They're getting people back. They're playing well. And I want to say it's nothing but McKinnon and Makar. Mikko Rantanen. Mikko Rantanen. So you just.
Yep. I mean, they've gotten some guys back. Obviously, Miles Wood came back. He's had injury issues this year to start the season. He's been doing a lot better. I know he scored last night. Just overall, they've been playing better as a group. Goaltending, it's not A+. It's not where they should be, what they're expected, but they've started to play a little bit better, seeing the puck better.
Yeah. So it looks like So I'm not really sure who's starting for them right now. They have 4 names on there. They have Georgiev, they have Justice and Antoine, Trent Milner, and Capo Kapanen.
So, and the one is, I think it's like a Noonan.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure it's how it's pronounced. All these guys and their weird names. Yeah, if you look at their goaltending, I mean, Georgiev should be their number one. That's where he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Capo Kakinen, they just picked him back up.
Oh, okay. Because he was with the Wild a few years ago.
He was with the Wild.
Okay. He was backing up Cam Talbot at that time, right?
So he might not actually. So I don't think Capo Kakinen is not on their roster. I believe they waived him.
Oh, okay. So he just played a game, so that's why it's showing.
So they waived him earlier before the season started. He was signed by the Jets.
Okay.
They brought in Comrie and they also brought in Kakinen. Now they released him and put him on waivers. They picked him up out there. Well, Georgiev was hurt, so they picked him up off waivers. Now Winnipeg brought him back. I don't know if there's anything where he's going to play, or if it's just a depth thing. I mean,
so he's listed with the Jets.
Yeah.
So,
but it doesn't. I don't see any reason for them to carry 3 goalies.
Well, unless he has a 2-way that he can just head down to the minors in case Comrie, shits the bed, or if one of them gets hurt. But I feel like at this point, the Avalanche should have just held on to him. I mean, it looks like Trent Miner, Miner, is kind of been their guy from what it's saying 0-0-0, but has the best goals against and the best saves. So I guess he played 1 game and had a really good game. So yeah, 1 game played, 1 goal against. So
might have been someone got hurt and he had to come in.
Oh, actually, that may have been what it was, because it says that it was a loss to the Washington Capitals, and he let up 1 goal against the Caps. So I'm guessing one of them went down. But if they can figure out their goaltending, they will be just all right. So the 21st. So yesterday, they beat Georgiev. Looks like he was in net. Beat the Capitals. 13th, you beat the Kings. Nashville on the 11th. So maybe he was down for a little bit. But it seems like Georgiev's been, 4-game win streak here. Games played, shots. So 1 goal against, 2 goals, 2 goals, 4 goals. So minus that Carolina game where they won 6-4, he has a low goals against average. So he might be their guy right now. He may have bounced back a little bit, but that team is getting healthy. They're going to make a run. I think we're not real worried about what they're doing at the very beginning. Now that they're getting people back, they're kind of showing their true colors, and they look like that Stanley Cup team. So they have a little bit of depth too, and defensively they're extremely solid. So I'm not really surprised that the Avalanche turned it around once they got their guys sitting 11-9, 4th in the Central. So, and then
the Central Division minus the Blackhawks and the Predators. They're technically, I would say, the best division right now. Obviously, you still have to look at the Blues, who are struggling this year.
Yeah. But I think that Central is the best one.
Yeah, you look at what they got going on. I think Colorado, they just, if they're turning around and they're healthy, they're obviously a top team. I mean, at the end of the day, the first spot in that Central is going to be a dogfight all the way to the end of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. If the Jets can keep playing the way they are, fantastic. And in Minnesota here, with only 3 regulation losses, just like the Jets, they just have the 3 in overtime, which, right there, that's 3 points. That's why they're, just off the heels. So, those overtime games go a little bit different, and we're talking about the Wild above them. So this is going to be, I think, your best matchup. The Metro, I feel like it's kind of cut and dry. Biggest surprise is the Capitals, but you have the Rangers, Capitals, Devils, and Hurricanes. Especially these three here, you expected to see the Capitals. Big surprise with how they've been playing with Ovechkin and Strome, and then Pacific, Knights, Flames, Kings, Oilers, Canucks turned it around. The Kraken weren't scoring, and now they're not doing terrible. So now that the Penguins are absolute shit and they're not doing anything, I'm just gonna root for the Kraken just because if they suck, it's fine. Disco Dan's their coach. He brought me a Stanley Cup, so and I don't think they're a boring team to watch. That's the other thing is I think they're a fun team to watch. So, and then Ducks and San Jose. Just trying to repeat what they did last year.
Apparently, I mean, Macklin Celebrini, he's been looking really good as of late. Obviously, he was injured beginning of the season. He's came back. He's starting to put the puck in the net, make some plays, but I mean, it doesn't really do you any good when you can draft the number one guy, but it's not going to win you games if you don't have anyone around him.
Yeah, and then Nashville. I mean, Nashville is bottom of the league, really. And then Chicago right above them. They're tied. Kind of a surprise with them. I guess not really surprised, but Connor Bedard, decent season for his rookie year. This season, in 20 games played, 3 goals, 12 assists. They brought in some vet guys to try and help him out, to try and get that around him. This kid can't win a faceoff. There's been numerous times he's been 0-8 in the faceoffs, and they're just they've had to send other people out for him to take the faceoff. So I don't know if he's they were talking on the Chicklets where you keep him at center, but you just have someone else take the draws. Like you don't even bother because he loses this draw, and then you're chasing again, and then the shift's over. So he's not even going to have a scoring opportunities because he's not winning those initial face-offs. So I think
he needs to go to the Crosby face-off school. That's what he needs to do.
Talk shit on Crosby on his face-offs, and then the next season he came back and he was the best one. Now he has the most face-off wins in NHL history, I think it was. So that's a cool stat to see. So okay, top story throughout the league this year is Alexander Ovechkin hunting down Wayne Gretzky. So let me pull up his stats here. Kind of talked about it a little bit. What? Stats. Where's the okay? So 15 goals, first in the league. He's tied for first in the league. 10 assists. Not really. We don't really care about the assists. Points are great. Team's doing well, but 15 goals. He has 27 to break the record. And what happens to him? He breaks his tibia.
Yep. It was the play itself. I mean, two players. Neither of them saw each other in that collision. I mean, it was just a free collision, but
it was the same game that he got a hat trick in, right?
I don't believe so. It wasn't
the Utah game.
I wasn't sure if it was the Utah game. Well,
the last game he played was Utah, and that was on the 18th.
Okay,
so, and it happened on these
2 goals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he got.
Remember, he had the hat trick, and then he had 2 goals. Because I remember they were winning, and because it was in the third period.
Yep.
And just a game where they were absolutely dominating, and you knew that they were going to win the game. And I mean, he's just gliding through the zone, waiting for the puck, and I mean that leg on leg collision. Obviously, when you watch it and you watch it in slow motion, it doesn't really look like a bad play. It doesn't look like something that would do as much damage. But I mean, you're watching it on TV. You watch how those players, like when they come across the ice and they're just gliding. I mean, even when they're, no stride, they're still going way faster than any of us are.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and he's a 230-pound guy, 240-pound guy. I'm not sure who ran into him, but regardless, I mean, just a collision hurts, and then we talk about singling out that leg. So that's tough to see. So we went from him absolutely breaking it this season to him being out. Was it 6 weeks? They said 4 to 6 weeks,
yeah,
but
4 to 6 weeks. I mean, I've seen guys come back in less, but I mean, at his age, it's not something you want to rush back.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I mean, if he's not going to break that record this season, I obviously believe completely that he'll play next year. At least,
Yeah.
to make and he will break it. But I think what really, like, when you look at it, he had the chance to break it, but he also had the chance to do it in less games. And obviously that's kind of gone out the window. You're not gonna. I mean, if you're missing 4 to 6 weeks,
Yeah.
I mean, again, even if that's 2 games a week, if you're missing 16 games or more,
yeah, and that you look at his last couple games here, last 6 games, and he has 6 or 7 goals. So can he come back and continue that? Sure, but that's all of his power is in his legs. Like his slap shot, all that power comes from his legs.
from the hips and the legs, and I mean transferring that weight. But I mean, yeah, if you think about it, he's a right-handed shot, and that was his left leg. And you're coming down, you're putting that pressure on that left leg.
So we'll see. Hopefully, it's a speedy recovery. I've mentioned before, I did not grow up an Ovechkin fan, but I love his play style. And at this point, if you're not rooting for him to break it, you hate hockey. Like we thought Gretzky was untouchable in this aspect. I think his points might be untouchable, but his goals, obviously, we're right there. We are right there. So I'm hoping for a speedy recovery for him. And they were talking that if he could do it this season, that it would be perfect to do it game 82 against the Pittsburgh Penguins. I feel like as much as all the shit they've gone through, Malkin being there, Crosby being there, and him to do it, you can't I can't think of a better place or time to do it is against those guys. So we'll see. Hopefully he can make it back quickly. Hopefully he can just jump right back on the train and possibly get it. I did see this one on Instagram. Let me pull it up here. And I think like it's a interesting stat to look. I don't want to say stat, but fact to look at. And it's very just grab it and go. But Joe Theismann breaks his leg November 18th. Alex Smith breaks his leg November 18th. Alex Ovechkin breaks his leg November 18th. Just professional hockey or professional athletes breaking their leg on that day. So nothing major there. But
yeah, I mean it's the thing is all 3 of those are play in Washington.
Oh, good call.
That is the thing. It's a Washington thing.
When I think of Alex Smith, I think of him on the 49ers. So there goes that. Okay. Good catch, Martin.
When I think of Alex Smith, I think of him on the Chiefs, but
oh yeah. Well, he was he drafted by the Niners?
I want to say so. And then they traded
he was drafted the same year like Heath Miller was.
Yeah, he played for the 49ers. Then he went to the Chiefs, and he was the one. He was there when Andy Reid. Yeah, gotcha. Well, he was with the Chiefs, and that's who Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith.
He fucking great quarterback. Just doesn't get the love. Great quarterback.
Yeah, and then like I said, he went to Washington. Was looking real good. Breaks his leg, and it's all been downhill since. Until now, then they have Jaden Daniels, but that's football. We don't need to talk about those guys.
So we were just talking. So top of the Metro, we have the Hurricanes. We kind of talked about them, but huge damper for them also. Freddie's out. So up to 8 weeks, he has to get a procedure done on his knee. I can't imagine. I played goalie today for an hour and a half at a skate and shoot, and my legs are on fire. So I can't imagine trying to come back from a procedure on my legs to try and play in a professional game. Obviously, he's an athlete. He's been training this for this his entire life. But yeah, so he'll be out for 8 weeks. So that kind of puts a damper on them. I don't even know who their backup is.
It's Kochekov, and he's actually a really good backup goalie for them.
Okay.
He has been solid.
Oh, he's not. I don't even think he's considered the backup. He's played 12 games. Freddie's played 4.
He is.
Kochetkov's 10-2. So never mind. But I mean, even if Freddie's playing as backup for them, that hurts.
Yeah. Trust me. I made sure to claim him. No one else had him. I'm like, ooh.
Oh, so he's actually been out since he hasn't played a game since the 26th of September, October. So maybe that's the beginning of the season. So he was gonna run for them and then got injured. Because I think he has a decent sized contract, if I'm remembering correctly. Like they went and they signed him a decent amount.
He's got some money. I was very surprised when they did. Now, obviously, going back,
$6.8 million.
Now going back, that was the thing. They had to make that decision. So they had Freddie and Antti Ranta, and both were playing. I mean, they were splitting the duties for that 1 year, and it was like, who are you going to keep? Obviously, they went with Freddie, who I thought actually was the right choice. But again, they knew that they had a good goalie coming up to take over once, after his, time in the NHL is up or his time with the Canes is up. And Kochekov's been great. He was actually showed a lot of promise last year when he was playing. A lot of guys took notice on him. So, I mean, even with Freddie out, they still have goaltending, and obviously they still have a good team altogether.
Mm.
So it's not something that is going to, I think, hamper them too much. But, that's been the story of goaltending this year. It's been all over the place.
A lot of injuries. And I seen another stat somewhere, and I couldn't find it. They talked about the goals against slowly, or I guess the save percentage slowly diminishing. So right now, like the best is a 0.9, like a 0.914, I think it was. So they're kind of in that range where goaltending, like the players getting better. Goaltending, they're still great, but they're just better than what they were. Sean's in the chat. He just put a message in there saying, cut the fucking guy for the Canes you were just talking about over Anderson. I got to get better with these names, man. I can't report on hockey and not know names, or I can't pronounce them.
You know what? You just got to go to, I don't know. Who do these people, like all these teams, obviously you got all these guys coming over from every other country. They learn for the most part.
Well, they're all from different countries. What do you mean?
Yeah, and then they come over here to play hockey, and they learn.
Well, I mean, everywhere else learns English first. I don't learn Finnish.
That's always been my thing. Everyone will say someone, they're like, who is that guy? I'll say his name. Like, how do you know his name?
Yeah.
Like, you pay attention.
Yeah.
Kochekov. Just say Kochekov.
Got you. I got you.
Kochekov.
I said that.
I was just sound it out.
All right. So huge story. I think the biggest story, second biggest story, minus Ovechkin. The Boston Bruins hired Jim Montgomery. I just wanted to share this stat because I think it's wild that they released this guy. 184 games, and he lost in regulation 41 times. Like, because they're starting off slow. Look at the team he's working with, and then you're gonna try and say it's this guy. So, I mean, easiest to go is your coach. Your coach is the first person you kick. It's an easy fix. You can't trade the whole team. You can boot the coach. So I thought that was a crazy stat. And then there was this one here also. Between the two former coaches. Like those are wild stats to me.
The Boston's always been a good team. I mean, in the league, they've always been up there. It is crazy to think that you can see teams have really good records. I mean, I get it. They struggled in the playoffs. They have not been able to get over that hump. But at the end of the day, you can't chalk it all up to coaching. I mean, these guys are professional hockey players. They've played in these positions. I mean, you have a lot of veterans on that team that have been in those positions. You have Stanley Cup winning players, multiple. I mean, they should know how to handle themselves, and there's the ones that need to, the coaches shouldn't be involved. You get the players in a room together. You need your captain, you need your assistants. They need to sit down, have a closed door meeting with the team, and they have to figure that out on their own.
When your captain's fucking the rat, it's a little tougher. But
yeah,
I think it may have been Pasta. I can't remember which player said it, but he was like, because we're playing like shit, we lost our coach, who's a great guy and a great coach. Like, we're playing like shit. So the ownership is coming from the Bruins players, and I don't think that they thought it was coaching. They know they've been lackluster. They know they haven't been putting puck in the net. Goaltending's been a huge issue for them, which I believe they might be giving Korpisalo the net now. After this whole thing, they have Swayman?
Yeah, they had that choice to make. It was Allmark or Swayman. They thought Jeremy Swayman was the way to go, and they wanted that direction, and they let Allmark walk. Personally, I mean, Linus Allmark he came in, he played ahead of Swayman, before Swayman was there starting, and he was outstanding. I mean, everyone just kept on about how Sabres screwed up. They got rid of Linus Allmark. He's been a stud in Boston, and then Boston's like, okay, well, we also have Jeremy Swayman. No, look at us. We have a top goalie tandem. Problem is you can't pay them both. And, I mean, this is where they had to make a decision. Obviously, I bet I could tell you right now, Ottawa's at the bottom. They suck. But that's not goaltending. No. That is their team sucks. And I think,
they don't have anybody.
They don't have the talent. I mean, they have guys. You have Kachuk, Stutzel. You have guys, but you don't know how to. You don't have enough. You don't have that depth. You can have two guys that can score, but I mean, they can't do it all on their own.
Yeah,
it's definitely not Allmark. I think Allmark's with Boston right now, and Swayman's gone. I think Boston has a better record than they do now. I think he can steal you wins. He can steal a couple games. Fortunately, sometimes you make the wrong call.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll kind of see with I would love for the Penguins to just fire Sullivan at this point. I made a video about it, and everyone's like, all right, had one commenter, which I agree. I agree. Like, the hand he has right now is shit. Jim Rutherford came out and pretty much said, like, he was forced into re-signing Letang and Malkin. That's why he stepped down. And we go and we have Ron Hextall as our GM. Why the fuck would you pick an ex-Philadelphia Flyer to run a Pittsburgh team? Like,
yeah.
in what fucking world do we pick a Flyer to run a Penguins organization?
Even worse. I don't think you pick an ex-goalie, especially for your rival, as your GM.
Oh, we had Jim Rutherford, who was attendee.
Yeah, and to be honest, I feel like there were times they brought in some players. I mean, you got Kyle. He was great with Toronto, right?
He doesn't have any money to spend. So, and his first move was bringing over EK, which I can't lie, I was hyped to get EK at first, and now he doesn't even look like EK. So I don't think that move was bad. I think it's bad now because he's not fucking playing like himself. Like, he's not the goal scorer. And it's not like he went through an injury in San Jose that flipped it. Like, there's no difference for him between Ottawa, San Jose, and here for him. Like, I mean, he had the Achilles tear in Ottawa, but he went to San Jose and anywhere, and that's when he won the Norris. So I don't understand why he's struggling as much as he does. And that's what the commenter said was like, oh, Dubas has this, he should be fired. I don't disagree either. But at this point, like, we have nothing. We have nobody to look forward to in the minors. we have nothing. We're pulling cards out of our ass. We trade Lars Eller for I think a fourth, and that's why I was looking. I was like, so we're bottom of the Metro. Do we just say fuck it and tank and just what do you? Because we have one first round draft pick this year, which I didn't think we had. I went and checked. We have. I think we have a first and a third. Do you start the rebuild? But then at that point, so you have Sid. You're not going to move Malkin. You're not going to move Letang. No one's going to take EK. Trade talks, Pedersen, they're talking about for Vancouver or Edmonton. And then they're talking about that Doc could be moved at the deadline. Doc, I mean, he's making less than $1 million. He's one of our best goal scorers. But you get rid of a guy like that, and then it's just like, well, we got rid of Tanev, and we got rid of Brock McGinn. And these guys are playing well for other teams, and that was the young core that we needed to keep and build on, not to trade away for fucking old guys. Like, our team's so fucking old, and we're not doing anything with it because of that. We're a slow team, but we're still trying to play fast. You fucking switch this game up, Sullivan. But Sullivan's so stuck in his ways, and he likes a certain play style. The game's fast. Everything about the game is fast. But look at Winnipeg, your team. They're a big fucking team. They are a strong team. And instead, we're just going to stay small, try and play fast. But our defense isn't fast. Carlson, Letang are slow as fuck now. Pedersen's not fast. St. Ivany's not fast. Like, our defense isn't fast, so they can't. Like, it doesn't fucking work. Like, none of that works. So they need to change the formula. He's not changing the formula. Fucking get his ass out behind the bench. Get his ass out of there. Go hire Montgomery at this point. Why are we not? Because we'll be sitting on his money? Fuck it. We're wasting $11.5 million already. So
yeah, I 100% agree on that. I mean, you obviously have a guy that, I mean, one, Sullivan's obviously, I mean, he's got to go. Yes, did he bring cups to Pittsburgh? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a different team. Completely different team. And now you're at that point where it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter what you've done now then. It's what you're doing right now. And I 100%, I could see Montgomery is definitely someone you could bring in as a coach. He can definitely turn your team around. I think he knows the system. Again, it was not as we just said, for Boston, it was the team. They were playing like shit. It wasn't the coach. In Pittsburgh, I 100% definitely think it has something to do with coaching right now and the style that he wants to play.
Yeah,
but
it's just
now,
not working.
Imagine this. Crazy scenario. Kyle Dubas, imagine him trying to sabotage the Penguins to try and help the Leafs.
Fuck him. Who's he want to sign up there?
He's just trying to go. He's trying to work for every team, sabotage, so the Leafs can finally win a cup.
Fucking give him EK. Fucking give him EK. Give him fucking I don't want to see Letang and Malkin go in. That's part of the problem is the Yins are like, that's why they signed him, because they want them all to retire together and stuff like that. But that whole back end fucking sucks for us. If Vancouver or Edmonton wants to give us fucking a bag of pucks for Pedersen, which is going to be more than that, at this point, fucking do it. But they might have a battle there. They like him. I think he's a solid defenseman. But at this point, like, we just need to try and rebuild or retool. Like, you have Crosby for 2 more years. You have Malkin for 2 more years. I think Letang for 2 more years. So you have them, but bring in the young talent. Fucking bring your AHL guys up at this point. Who gives a shit? We suck. We're just not good. You have Rex. Rex is playing well. Russ is playing well when he's not injured. Jesse Puljujarvi's been a great player for us. He has, I think, only 2 goals on the season, but he should have more. And then Nola Kari's played well. But besides that, fucking garbage. Michael Bunting's a fucking joke. Like, the trade when they traded Getzel, I got it. Like, they're trying to get returned because he's going to be a free agent anyways, and they're not making the playoffs. But you got Michael Bunting in return, who's supposed to be a tough guy, and he's a fucking bitch. Like, he doesn't do anything. And again, maybe he's not allowed to, because as soon as you fight or hit someone, Sullivan's like, end of the bench, you're not fucking moving. Like, I hate that style of hockey. And the Penguins won on being fast. At the same time, we won on being big and strong too. So it's just it's tough to see, and it sucks to see. And then they're not changing anything. Like, there's been no changes. You've changed Lars Eller, or you've traded him, and that's it. That's been your one fucking change.
Yeah, you traded a player who actually, I was surprised. I'm like, why would you trade Lars Eller?
Yeah.
Out of all the players for nothing in return.
Yeah, I think it was like a fourth round pick, whatever. Like that's fine, but that's not enough. That you haven't done anything. If you're gonna fire, just do it now. Like the trade deadline, we're not making the playoffs. We have 18 points in 21 games. We're one of the highest played teams in the East. There's the Devils at 22 games and Boston at 21 games. Boston has 21 points and they're third or fourth in their division, and the Devils are second in ours. So I just fucking wholesale this shit at this point. Like it's ridiculous. And then they're like, give Crosby, let him go. If Sid wants to go, I don't want to see it. I want him to retire a Penguin, but I wouldn't want to fucking be here anymore. Like he's out there fucking slugging away in overtime, and he has these people on the bench that won't even open the fucking door for him before the shootout, which they almost fucking blew to the Sharks. You're up 3-0, you blow the lead, then you have to go to a fucking shootout, and the only reason you're in the game is because of Crosby. Like he can't carry the whole fucking load. Malkin has been absent since his 500th goal. Letang's been absent all fucking season, and EK is worse than absent. He's a negative. Like it's just so frustrating. I can go on forever about this. But I continue to watch the games, and I continue to just be like, yep, not surprised they gave that up. Oh, look, another shorthand or another breakaway goal. Oh, another odd man rush. Like it's not surprising. None of this is surprising at this point.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to watch the game later.
Yeah. So, they're a joke. They're a fucking joke, and they need to make a move, but they haven't yet. I don't know what the fuck they're waiting for. Fucking fire. If you're not gonna hire Montgomery, fucking fire Sullivan and put Jason Spezza behind the bench. He's in our system. He's in our organization as a fucking scout or something like that. Put him behind the fucking bench. At least he knows. Like, so that is what it is. Going over to something even more painful. The last injury I really want to talk about. It's the last one I even want to think about here. Let me get this up.
Yep, it hurts just thinking about it already.
Yeah. So Matt Zuccarello is on IR. He ruptured his testicle when he was hit by friendly fire in the ozone. So, I can't imagine. I don't want to imagine. Speedy recovery. Fucking wild. I don't even have anything to say about that. I know it's not the first time we've had that in the league or anything like that, but that's such a wild fucking thing.
Obviously there are players that don't wear a cup. I don't believe in the NHL. I would hope not. But like in our league, like there are players that don't wear it.
I forgot a couple once, and I was terrified the entire game.
Yeah, I've never forgot it. Again, it's not just a cup, but it's also my shorts hold my socks up, so I kind of do need it. But like I can't even imagine. I've worn it obviously every game. I was at the blue line. I'm skating backwards, right? I'm thinking the guy's coming up to center. He's gonna chip it in, and he brings his stick up probably waist high. And I'm thinking he's gonna dump it in along the boards. So I didn't go towards the boards. I'd rather have him dump it in, and the other defenseman on the other side go get it. I'm gonna try to slow him up. He can dump it. I'll slow him up. The other guy goes. He wound up and he went to go dump it in, and I mean, again, he's 10 feet in front of me, right in the freaking nuts. I mean, it hits her in the cup, and I swear, just the way it's positioned, and you're skating backwards. It like pinches your nut between the cup and your leg, and it's the most painful. It's like it just pinches in between the two of them. I swear to God, I was down, and I'm like, I'm not getting back up after this.
So I wear a cup in hockey, obviously, but I did not wear a cup when I played baseball. So I played shortstop, third base, and I pitched, and I just hated wearing a cup. It was uncomfortable, so I just never fucking did it. So third base or shortstop one time, I wore my pants long, ground ball comes to me. I go to play it. It bumps up, fucking hits me right in the dick. Luckily my pants were they were baggy. So like kind of absorbed a little bit of blow, threw the kid out. I was down for a little bit. And then twice I fouled the ball off the plate and it shot up and hit me in the dick again. So,
Right in
I
the tip, right?
right, yeah, all 3 times, right?
That
Yep.
is the
So
that's like there's like that line. What's worse, getting hit in the tip of the dick or getting hit in the nuts? And you hit in the nuts, and it's like it's that pit in your stomach. But when you get hit right in the tip, I swear it stings, it burns.
yep,
It's just like
fucking the stinging. That's exactly
it's
what I was gonna say.
it's so bad. It's like I can only imagine if that's what it feels like to get stung by a bee. Like imagine getting stung on the tip by a bee.
I
Again, I
don't
mean, I've taken a
know.
puck in
I don't want to
practice. I
imagine
mean,
that.
back when I was like 13 or whatever, we would do a drill, like 3 guys in front of the net, and kind of, 2 on the sides, 1 in front, screen the goalie. Guy takes a slap shot from the blue line. This kid's 13 years old. I swear to God, he had a freaking like 90-mile-an-hour slap shot. It was insane. So first of all, he said he never played ice hockey before. Guy's like freaking 6'2" at 13 years old. He's massive.
Jesus.
Freaking,
Probably played baseball.
oh my God. This guy was huge. He's big guy, and he had the T-blades.
Oh,
So you
hell
could
yeah.
hear that guy coming from a mile
Hell yeah.
away. I mean, it was insane. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I've never played ice hockey before. Never played organized ice hockey." Guy was one of the best players on the team. Of course, they had to put him on defense. He wound that thing up. I mean, we're in practice. I tried to jump out of the way because I saw it coming up. I'm like, I'm not tipping this. So I tried to
Yeah.
jump, and it hit me in the leg and the cup. So it like hit
Oh,
off the cup and the leg, so it like
gosh.
pinched in between.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so painful. I actually had on the inside of my thigh, right, inside my leg, I had the marks, like the hash marks from the side of the
Oh,
puck on my
yeah.
leg.
Jesus.
And I was like, dude, I think I just got tattooed by that puck. The
Yeah.
freaking leg turns all purple. Oh my God, it was like that for like 2 weeks. I'm like, yep. I crawled down back to the corner, and I was like, yeah, never standing in front of this shot again. He's like, I'm done. Like,
Yeah. I took the one off the top of my foot last game and like off the tongue, and there's no padding there. And that like I cleared it, skated right to the bench, and then I was like, well, fuck, that hurt. I got back out there the next day. I had a nice little lump on my foot. I went and did leg day though. I was all right. So now it's fine, but that fucking sucked. And then last season I blocked a shot with my inner thigh, like because I'm an idiot. I open up my leg to gain more coverage, and
yeah,
there's no fucking padding there. So
exactly. Yep, I've done it all. Like I've blocked him with the side of my head. I'm like, oh, this will be fun. No, like,
fucking
work.
kids I was playing with today, well, they're kids and adults, but it's my second time in like a game situation in net. And they're varsity fucking high school players. Like these fucking kids are good. And I'm like, yeah, it's like my 3rd time on ice as a goalie. So, and they didn't take it easy or anything like that. So it's a lot to learn, but playing it like against that skill level. And then I'm going to play for the Goblins tomorrow. Should be a good time.
I'm definitely going early. I got to watch that. I got to get some.
Do you want to be the cameraman for me so
Oh,
I can do a mic up?
100%. I am in. Like that is
cool.
we'll get some from behind the net.
Yeah, I like it. We could
watch this guy behind.
Well, I have that. Like I said, I have that mount coming, so that'll be cool. To do behind the net eventually.
Again, I would just fucking put some duct tape. Good.
But I think even like for our normal like mic'd up, I think behind the net is a good spot because then you get the whole ice. And I like Bus Junior, or the third, but so much of that footage is just at the ground. So my mind was so short. But
yeah, there was a couple of times he's like, "Oh, my hands are cold. My hands are cold."
Wear gloves. Wear gloves, dude. Or
like
put one in the pocket and then hold the other one. You volunteered for this. I asked you and you said yes. I would love to do that. So, but yeah, we'll get all right.
Yeah, I know. You gotta find someone. I know a lot of people. They just don't want to go sit in an ice rink.
I mean, I would pay him $20. I mean, like if you actually want to record for me, like I'll pay you $20 to help make us content. So, but well, I mean, when my buddy Nate's there, like he loves to do it. I mean, he loves photography, so like that kind of stuff's good. He does like a birthday party or some shit like that. So, but that mount will work well. I should just format my old iPhone and use that because it's a 12 Pro Max, so the camera's still really good on it. But yeah. So two legends. One's still playing. One is now in the Hall of Fame. So Pavel Datsyuk has signed a 1-day contract to retire with the Red Wings. Phoenix Coyotes legend Pavel Datsyuk. So that's cool to see. I mean, it's kind of the same thing, like retiring with your team. We have that one.
Datsyuk's always one of my favorites. I mean, I sat there for hours and hours outside just playing like with my skates on, my rollerblades, trying to like practice Datsuk Deeks, and it's like, how does he do it?
One of my first carbon fiber sticks was a Reebok Datsuk stick. It had like, was it snakeskin? It was like a snakeskin rib. It was like weird. The fucking like stick itself had like the ribs on it all the way down and stuff like that. But my cousin gave it to me, and I used that thing until it was a fucking banana. And then local legend for Pittsburgh here, Marc-Andre Fleury, third all time in goalie games played, 1,030. He's definitely gonna pass Luongo here. He has to play 14 more games this season. I could see them making sure that happens as long as he's playing all right. He did have a little bit of a doozy last night in Edmonton. Rolling puck shot up and just bounced up and over his stick as he went to play to the corner.
I mean, if you watch the play, I think part of it, obviously, the puck's rolling, and as it's coming in, it starts to curve because it's on its edge. So it's kind of curving back, and it took that little like hop as it got to the crease.
He like waved at it. As he waved at it, it popped up.
I think he went to go swipe it with a stick. Now another part of that, if you watch, as he's going to hit the puck with his stick, he's kind of looks up.
Oh, gotcha.
Like he's looking up at the play to see who's coming at him, as he's going to hit it. So he's not looking down at the puck. Gotcha. See, obviously in hockey, if you're skating with the puck, you want to have your head up, but it's so hard to like, keep my head up, and
you gotta receive the puck before you can move it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just like football. Guys will look away before they catch it. It's like that a lot of the times, guys. The amount of time. Well, it doesn't surprise me when we do it. I tried it. Most of the guys stand there, wait. They get the puck and they wait a second, and then they're like, "Oh, I got to skate." It's like, well, it's a little too late now. I think that's the biggest problem. I think we had. I think that's our biggest problem we had last weekend.
We stand still too much. There's no movement. That's why, like, whenever we're playing together, I'll look over you, and if no one's moving, that's when I'll like try to build up some speed so you have an outlet. So I think that's what we need to work on as a team, and I think that's what you and I just.
A lot of times what I'll do is when the puck comes back, if we're both backing up into our zone and the puck comes to you, I'm trying to get on the other side. So if you need to pass it across.
Yeah, we do that pretty well, but then our forwards are just standing there. So
now, and I'm thinking, and it's like, okay, I want to shoot up the boards when that happens to give you the outlet, because I look up and I see the guy standing still. But then I'm worried if I start skating forward, no one's going to cover back.
Yeah,
all right, now who's going to cover back?
That right wing is impossible right now. Yeah. So,
but I'm like, I could just. But sometimes I try to use them. It's like, okay, this person's in front of me. Yeah, I'm like, I'll skate forward. You shoot. You throw me the puck, and I kind of use them as a pick, go around them. Yeah. Although sometimes they get in the way, and I just skate into them with the puck, and then it's like, shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, I had a good feeling about this weekend. Obviously, we had a good idea of who we were playing. Changed the schedule on us.
I'm still playing them in the first game.
Yeah, I keep saying, I'm like, I want to be. I'm tempted to just text like, Zach, do you guys need anyone?
I already told Zach to let me know. They had a sub last week and they didn't tell us. I would have went and fucking played.
Yeah,
they had a sub from the old uncles. I don't know who the fuck who they were, but yeah. We'll see. I told him like I have fucking 8 people that want to sub for them. So, So Marc-Andre Fleury, 14 more games, passes or he'll be tied with Roberto Luongo, and then Martin Tanrodor, 1,266 games played. He's not touching that. This is his final season. I would love to see him get at least to where Luongo is.
Yeah, I don't see any goalie ever touching that number that Brodeur has. I mean, it's not what they used to be. The goaltenders
goalies don't play 60 games a year now. So
no.
That's where that goalie tandem comes into play so much, because you have 25 games, more that you have that backup in. But I digress. That is all of it. Like, all the tabs I have open. Is there anything you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about your Jets at all?
Besides the fact that I'm hoping, they can keep it up. Obviously, 2 tough losses in a row, which you had to see it coming, and you knew they were going to have to falter eventually. But then a big win over Florida, that 6-3.
They were angry.
And the only thing I worry about, and we know this happens way too often with a lot of teams, is good teams can't beat bad teams. And I worry that they're going to overlook this game. But at the same time, I mean, they beat Dallas. And we all remember what happened when Dallas was in Pittsburgh.
7-1.
So I'm just hoping that they can play the same way. Again, they have speed. They have more speed than Pittsburgh does.
Everyone does.
They have more size. They have, in my opinion, I know Crosby's amazing, but I think they still have more skill. Than
individual. Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna say individual Crosby, but team-wise, absolutely, the Jets blown away.
And I mean, you also have to remember it's a first-year coach.
Yeah.
Obviously, after Bones, retired, I mean, you got a first-year coach with this team and what they've accomplished. I mean, that's awesome. So I'd like to, I'll be watching on my phone. I have a banquet to go to, but I'm gonna keep an eye on it.
I'll be watching it here on my projector.
Yeah.
And
I'll be enjoying my open bar.
I'm sure our group chat will be blowing up.
Oh, you mean like how it blows up all day?
It'll just be
while I'm working.
It'll just be you and I actually that are blowing it up, because
Joe probably.
Well, he's in Little Valley, which isn't far. He should have.
Yeah, he's gonna be in a sleeping bag in his Boy Scout gear.
He's not camping like that. He has I bet he has a little cabin.
I'm sure it's a cabin, but then again, some people do like a trailer. Who knows?
He is fucking weird and will do that shit.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like I said, he's got all that gear. He's probably got the sleeping bag. He's got insulate. He's probably got long johns on right now.
Right now, he has it on.
Oh yeah, like he's leaving the house dressed already.
He's like, I'm ready, not taking any chances. I need to be warm.
Fuck that. I'd bring my sleeping bag in the woods with me. I don't like the cold.
That is I'll be watching that game tonight. Penguins play Utah tomorrow night also.
Yes, tomorrow's actually 15-game slate tomorrow.
Oh, hell yeah.
Is it all hockey?
Fuck, I was going to say, is it all day, but I work tomorrow, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that sucks.
I mean, fucking, I'll sit in the office and watch it. I don't give a shit.
Wow, must be nice.
I mean, it is kind of nice, not going to lie. But then I have a bunch of other bullshit. It's my hell week this week. For fucking, it's Thanksgiving. We probably won't have a podcast out this upcoming week if I had to guess. Wednesday I'm 1:30 to 11:30. Thursday's Thanksgiving. Friday's Friday. We don't even have hockey this upcoming week, so
yeah. I mean, hey, Thursday I am free most of the day. I have dinner Friday because
Oh, I have that going on Thursday, but I might be able to make time. Maybe we'll do a quick
turkey day one.
Yeah, a little quick one. But
I'll wear my turkey hat.
I don't have any. I only wear chiclet stuff. So I got my Spit and Chicklets hat in because I had to retire my Pink Whitney one that's hanging up there. It's literally the exact same hat, just with Spit and Chicklets logo instead. And then this one also came in the package. It was a 2-for-1. I got it for $20. It's not a big deal. So this one is like a nice little corduroy hat. So I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm gonna wear it. It feels nice.
I don't wear hats often. It's a very rare thing. I used to, and then someone told me that if I keep wearing hats, I'm gonna go bald. So I retired the hat look, and
it's not.
I'm
So
gonna let it recede for now, I don't want to go too bald too early. It also makes my ears look like I'm gonna fly away. So
that's how my brother is.
got it. I'm picky on my hats. It's
That's
got to
fair.
be the right hat, right fit.
Big
I
deal.
got to get into it.
You got to get in the hat. We need JagrBomb hat. We need to be sponsored by a beer company.
I'm working on it.
The JagrBombs or the team or the league. I don't care about the league. At this point, it's JagrBombs or bust.
This is true.
We are the league.
Well, I'm working on the league, but then we got to find something else for the team. I think
just for us.
We need something. We need something for the league. Hopefully, because that will get us more.
Why to make it cheaper for us? Because it's not
cheaper.
Sorry.
I'm just saying.
I already said that I only play for content. I'm only playing hockey to record content. I
like winning.
I love winning too, but we're not doing much of that. So frustration.
Not yet.
I was thinking the other day, like when we can't find cameramen and shit like that, I would be fucking amazing as a content creator for us, but I don't want to stop playing for my team. Like if that makes any sense. Like could I duplicate myself, and then we'll have me being the content creator and me being the player, then we would have better content. But I'm the only one, like at the rink, like no one's doing shit. We have the lavalier mic, so we're supposed to be doing like the questions and stuff. Sean helps out like Sean makes videos and stuff like that, but he could be doing stuff there too. So maybe I'll send him a text in the group chat, be like, "Hey, yo, Sean, start fucking making content when we're at the rink. It's not all on me. I'm the only one that's like fucking trying to figure out the camera and stuff." So
I say, you got people we can interview. You got the refs. Start asking the refs.
Just the simple just like the simple questions when like the players are walking by and it's like favorite TV show, like that shit. Like we can. It's not. We're not stealing it. We're stealing it shamelessly.
I wouldn't say we're stealing anything because everyone does it.
Yeah. So we're just jumping on the trend.
There you go.
I can't.
We got to be trending.
I can't be the only one doing it, so I need help.
If I knew how to do a lot of it, it would be a lot easier.
What do you mean? What are you struggling with?
Anything that's listen, I'm challenged when it comes to technology. All right.
I'm lucky you can press the email link to get into this room.
Yeah, I can figure that out.
I can do everything else.
I can figure that out. There are some things. Oh my god! People will say, "Oh, just do this, this, and this." I'm like, button. I don't know.
Do you like chicken peck when you type?
No, not like that bad, but I'm not like for sitting there. I can't I'm not one of those people who can look away, have a conversation, and still type. I don't even know how people do that.
Can you text on your phone without looking at it?
I can, but I do have to double check it before I send anything.
That's fine. Sure. Yeah, no, that makes sense. But this is it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
I'm not really. I worry about it.
Same layout.
Spell check.
Yeah, this has spell check.
Well, my phone does all my spell check for me, so it corrects it as I'm typing. So I could type something so fucked up, but it somehow will know what I'm saying and it corrects it. And I look down, I typed it right. It's like, no,
my phone doesn't think I swear. My phone always wants to correct all of my swearing. And I'm like, have you learned nothing about me, iPhone? You go into the setting and fix the dictionary?
A couple of them, yeah. And then some of them, it's gotten to the point where I say it so many times, it just leaves it. Doesn't even bother.
It just gave up.
Oh, yeah.
That is funny. That's pretty much all I have. We have our game tomorrow night. This is obviously live stream, so don't really have to go and edit it. So game tomorrow. We have the Jets Penguins tonight, and Ducks Sabres tonight. Our Sabres analyst Sean isn't on here. I know Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen's a good one. He's been playing pretty well since coming back from that short.
He had a shutout.
Yep, shutout against the Kings.
Again, the Kings are a team where they don't score goals.
Yeah,
they're a low scoring team, but they're still
it was a 1-0 game. So
yeah, and if you look at the game, the Kings and the Sabres played earlier. That it was the third game. It was the Sabres home opener, and the Sabres scored and made it 1-0 in the third period. Like
okay.
it was like midway through the third. Now they lost 3-1, but that's because it was 1-0. The Kings tied it. I mean, they scored and made it 2-1 at the end of the game, and then they had an empty netter. I mean, it was almost 2.5 scoreless periods.
Yeah.
They had 2 full scoreless periods. I mean, they scored a power play goal. God forbid, all of a sudden now they're scoring on the power play.
Yeah.
And it was Zucks.
Dude, Zucks. He played well. Yeah.
He's been their go-to guy in the power play.
He's been good.
But he scored the only goal. So, I mean, Sabres, it'd be nice if they could score more goals. But again, the way that I think the Kings play is they're a defensive team, and they might not, they don't get a ton of shots. They don't put the puck in the net, but they wear you down. So
yeah. I mean, they're a big gritty team. I mean, that's like pretty much all of that Pacific, what is it?
the division.
Division. Thank you. I want to say conference, but I know it's not right. Yeah. So they have that. Those are the only 2 games tonight. So I'll probably end up watching both of them. Some of the Sabres game because it's a night game. It's a 10 p.m. start.
Eastern. 10 p.m. start.
So
some of us don't have to get up early tomorrow. So
I got work in the morning, and then I have 2 games. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's all I got. Barney, you have anything else?
Nothing I can think of. We'll see. We'll see how the weekend goes.
Thursday, if we do one, we'll talk about. Well, obviously, we'll do like a little recap. But let's talk about the Four Nations.
The Four Nations face off.
Yeah, we'll talk about that because I think there's some like what are we gonna do for goaltending situations and stuff like that, and then there's some what the fuck are we gonna do defensively for some of the teams. So that's something we can touch on.
Yeah, there's a lot of projected rosters, but obviously nobody knows anything yet. But it'll be definitely interesting to see what they come up with.
Yeah, we can look at so next time, regardless if it's Thursday or after that, that will be our next one as we'll look into. But that's all I have. Barney, that's all you have.
That's all I got.
All right, thank you for watching. Yeah, keep an eye out for our fucking live or the mic'd content. Like I enjoy doing it. Barney did one, I did one, kids doing one. Joe has goblins. Sean wants the fish, I think. So we're gonna spread some love and try and make more content, more short stuff like that. So like, subscribe, give us a follow on Instagram. All right, Barney, good talking to you. I will see you tomorrow night. I'm an idiot.